It's him again. It's always him. The man is a storybook all by himself. There is no work of fiction more fanciful. A walking work of art. Vintage, beyond valuation, beyond forgery or imitation.
The greatest moment in the history of the Champions League.
Just no stopping him.
Every football legend has a peak season, a moment when everything clicks and they seem almost untouchable. For Messi, most fans point to the 2011-12 season when he scored a record 91 goals. Neymar's peak came in 2014-15, and for most top players, there's usually one standout year. But for Cristiano Ronaldo, it's not that simple. Unlike others with a single defining season, Ronaldo's peak feels more like a series of summits across multiple years. He redefined what it means to be consistently at the top, scoring over 50 goals in 7 consecutive seasons, including over 60 goals in 3 of those: 2011-12, 2013-14, and 2014-15. So maybe it was his unforgettable season with Manchester United in 2008, where he took the Premier League by storm and won his first Ballon d'Or. Or perhaps it was his legendary year in 2014 at Real Madrid, when he conquered Europe and broke records that still stand today. It's a hard choice because each season captures a different form of greatness. Picking his best often comes down to preference. Do you favor a raw, explosive talent focused on dribbling, flair, and creativity, with flashy stepovers and a relentless pace? Or do you prefer an elite goal scorer, a master of positioning and efficiency, relying on clinical finishing, powerful headers, and sharp tactical intelligence? Ronaldo evolved season after season, constantly adapting his style to remain at the top. Across his 22-year career, 4 seasons stand out as his finest: 2007-8 under Ferguson, 2011-12 under Mourinho, 2013-14 under Ancelotti, and 2014-15. Yet 2 seasons in particular rise above the rest: his breakout year in 2007-8 with Manchester United, and his record-breaking 2013-14 season with Real Madrid. Each represents a different version of Ronaldo at his peak. So let us compare his performance in these 2 seasons. First, let's consider Ronaldo's mindset entering each of these iconic years. In 2007-8, he was a young, driven talent on the cusp of stardom. His ambition was clear. He wanted to establish himself as a world-class player, lead Manchester United to major trophies, and win his first Ballon d'Or, a prize he had just missed out on the previous year. Every game, every goal was a statement in his quest for greatness. Fast forward to 2013, Ronaldo was no longer chasing stardom. He was already at the pinnacle. He'd won everything at the club level, and his focus had shifted to a new challenge, delivering Real Madrid their long-awaited La Decima. This season wasn't about proving himself, it was about delivering on a promise he'd made to Madrid fans. He was a man on a mission. These 2 mentalities shaped Ronaldo's approach on the pitch. In the first season, he was fighting to make his mark, while in the other, he was a seasoned icon, looking to cement his legacy. One of the biggest contrasts between Ronaldo's 2007-8 and 2013-14 seasons was his approach to dribbling, a signature aspect of his game. In 2007-8, dribbling was central to his identity. He was a showman, a young talent who could entertain and dismantle defenses with flair. Playing primarily as a winger, he'd start wide, using explosive speed and unpredictable footwork to beat defenders on the flanks, often cutting inside to create shooting opportunities. He completed around 2.1 dribbles per 90 minutes, though not everyone led directly to a scoring chance. This version of Ronaldo wasn't just focused on scoring. He made a statement every time he touched the ball. But by 2013-14, however, Ronaldo's dribbling had evolved into a more purposeful, calculated weapon. He no longer needed flashy moves to make his mark. His runs were streamlined and efficient, designed to find space rather than entertain. With 63 successful dribbles and a success rate around 55%, his movements were sharper, each step maximizing his goal-scoring potential. His off-the-ball movement became his real weapon, allowing him to find gaps in the defense and exploit them ruthlessly. When comparing his goal tally in both seasons, the numbers numbers make it clear. He scored far more goals with a higher shot conversion rate in 2013-14 than in 2007-8. In 2007-8, he scored 42 goals across all competitions, a remarkable achievement for a winger at the time. Under Ferguson, he played a dual role of creator and finisher, relying heavily on his own skill and counterattacks to convert chances. Each game, he was relentlessly marked by defenders, yet he adapted, using his athleticism, skill, and flair to find the net. Still, his week-to-week impact lacked some of the consistency he would later achieve at Madrid. By 2013-14, Ronaldo had transformed into a goal-scoring machine. Real Madrid's system was built to maximize his finishing, with constant service from playmakers like Modric and Di Maria, and support from Benzema, which allowed him to focus entirely on scoring. This freedom in the final third was a game-changer, enabling him to score 51 goals across all competitions, often at critical moments with lethal efficiency and perfect timing. It wasn't just about the sheer number of goals, though. It was the way he scored them, ruthlessly efficient, perfectly timed, and executed with unmatched precision. His positioning and movement reached near perfection, making him one of the most feared threats whenever he approached the goal. While his 2013-14 season was a masterclass in clinical finishing, his 2007-8 season showcased his all-around offensive abilities. Ronaldo's influence on his team evolved significantly between these seasons. In 2007-8, he was an essential part of Ferguson's disciplined, counter-attacking Manchester United, a team that relied on Ronaldo not only to score, but to create. His defensive responsibilities were considerable, and his role demanded versatility. He wasn't just a goal scorer, he was a playmaker and a crucial component of United's system, making him a more complete player that season. In 2013-14, however, Ronaldo's role shifted. Under Ancelotti, Real Madrid's system was designed around his finishing, with the midfield orchestrated to amplify his goal-scoring prowess. This setup reduced his defensive duties, allowing him to focus almost exclusively on attacking. While this role boosted his goal tally, it also meant his responsibilities and all-around play were more limited than during his United days. In Madrid's offense, he was the final piece, a pure finisher rather than a creator. In essence, he was a versatile, influential player in 2007-8, while in 2013-14, he became a refined, focused goal machine. His athleticism also played a critical role in both seasons. In 2007-8, he was a physical marvel, lean, agile, and explosive. His body was built for speed and dribbling, allowing him to excel on the wings and cut through defenses with ease. But by 2013-14, he had bulked up considerably, adding strength to his upper body and legs, which suited his more central attacking role. This added muscle reduced his agility, but made him incredibly powerful, especially in the air. His trademark vertical leap became a defining feature, allowing him to score headers with both precision and force. This was Ronaldo at his peak as an aerial threat, dominating in and around the box. So, when was Ronaldo truly at his best? The answer depends on what you value most. If you admire a young, versatile, complete player who could do it all, dribble, create, score, and defend, then 2007-8 stands out as his peak. This was the Ronaldo who could electrify a stadium, combining flair with end product in one of the most iconic individual seasons in Premier League history. But if you value efficiency, lethal finishing, and a player who had mastered the art of goal scoring, then 2013-14 is the season to choose. His game intelligence, anticipation, and positioning were at an all-time high, making him an unstoppable force in front of goal and a perfect finisher for Madrid's system. Ultimately, these seasons represent two peaks of a player who refused to settle, constantly reinventing himself to stay on top. In 2007-8, he was the young entertainer. By 2013-14, he was the seasoned goal machine. And that's the beauty of Cristiano Ronaldo. No matter how you define greatness, he has a season to match it.